Hello everyone, cheers for returning, really appreciate it. So in this part we're going to do or go over what I'm doing and what I've done with interior and engine. As you can see, most of it, or all of it now, is prime black. Majority of this will be carbon decals. I thought there was a fair few on the outside, but the interior is just as bad, if not slightly worse. So as you can see, everything with a green box is a decal, and I'd say a good 90% of them are all sort of carbon decals. So engine parts of the engine, sorry, excuse the compressor, parts of the engine, the back area of the interior, that's all carbon, the dash is carbon. So yeah, there's a fair bit to do on that. Other than that, there'll be a few colours in there just to sort of have a little bit of visual interest. Not sure whether I'm going to go with red or yellow yet. I'll sort of decide as I'm going along. And the other bit I'm unsure on is the seats and the part of the dashboard. The real car has sort of Alcantara type seats and dash. I'm debating whether to keep them as a leather or try and do the Alcantara sort of style, but we'll see as we go along. I'll get all the decals down, get a clear coat on them to secure them in place, and then we'll sort of mask off and consider what we're doing when we get round to it. So what I'll do is, while I'm doing the decals, do what I did in the last video, pop a few photos up of how it's all going, and then we'll come back when there's been a little bit of work done. So I'll speak to you all in a minute. Alright, so we're back. As you can see, everything is near on ready for final assembly. I've done a chunk of bits and pieces already. Didn't get a chance to do much filming of the assembly bits because I was doing sort of 20 minutes, half hour here and there due to work and other bits. And as it was nice, sort of in the UK, I was out in the garden, sort of assembling some bits and doing bits and pieces, and didn't get a chance to do any recording. So what we'll do is we'll run through what we've done and what we've got. So the 2K is now fully set. That's been down about a week or so. So that's been, it had a bit of a polish last night, which is why there's still some residue in there. But yeah, the 2K went down really well. And all I did last night was just, I give it a hit with the high-end God Hand sponges, sort of 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, and then just the Firescale polishing compounds. So that's brought up a nice shine to it. So I just need to redo the panel lines on that, and then that's ready to go. There's some PE. I've already assembled some of the PE. I don't know if you can see it too well. Let's try and zoom in. Alright, so on the back here, there's some PE vents. There's 4 of them this side and 4 of them in there. I've already put them in. Sort of just after I polished it up. So they're in. We do have some left on the PE fret. So on here, so we've got the back grille to go in the exhaust, and that are fitted. Wipers I'm not using, and then if you can see them, you've got all these little PE flicks, which are going to be for the vents. Sorry, I'm trying to work out where they're going. So they're going in the vents here and on the front. I've already got the black decals down underneath, but the PE will go over the top. Be a nice sort of matte black over the top of them to sort of stand them out a little bit. So that's bodywork done. PE wise, other little bits and pieces we've done. So the rear sort of air scoops, that's had a bit of a wipe over. It's got grubby fingerprints again. You can see the carbon's popped under the 2K, and then you've got the matte black or the primer black on the vents. Side skirts are the same. The front grills, they were just painted primer black and assembled, so they'll get fitted in. Another one of the little aero bits for the front, so that's 2K primer, and then just a black matte black again, or primer black for the PE. Same with the air scoops for the sides. So you've got your carbon and then your PE inside. A couple of little, say, details I said about before. So the front has got this little part that goes in between the two sort of uprights and the grills, and then you've got a black camera or the sensor. And what I've decided to do is I've just put a little bit of gloss clear where the camera lens is or the sensor lens, so you get a nice little reflection off that. So that's the main part of the body. Right, we go with the engine. So the engine's done. So that's done, detailed up. And for the engine and the interior, I didn't want to go full gloss on the carbon, so I decided to go for a satin finish, and I used the Firescale, the aqua satin varnish. Water based, went down really well, nice and clean. It can be brush painted. Some parts were brush painted, some were airbrushed. So that's the engine. Cover again. So the pipes here, I've done them in a rubber black just so they're sort of offset colour slightly. Where are we? Where else? Rear wings now been assembled. So that was all 2K'd. Unfortunately to the naked eye, the colour is slightly different between the two end plates in the centre. They're slightly darker. I think I went one coat too many on the end plates to the middle, but it is what it is. It looks okay against the car. You can see the difference. Sort of the rear of the interior. So again, that's the satin over the carbon. And then we start getting into some of the detail parts. So that's the dash. Decided to do, say, satin again, and then the decals on the steering wheel. So the texture paint on this one, I run out of the normal black texture paint, but I used the Noir 200 textured. It went down all right. So it gives a nice effect to it. So that's the, if it focuses, that's the dashboard. And then the seats, so they had the same, so they had the black, and then they used the kit yellow decals, bit of microset, microsole, it's gone down well. And then these little sort of inserts here, they're just done in primer black. So I'll use the yellow seat belts for the kit. I've also, I don't know if it will pick it up, added a little bit of carbon in the bar across there. And in the back of the seats, again, that was carbon, all kit carbon decals with the satin on top. So that was those. Interior wise, so floor pan, again, it's got the carbon, and then it's got the floor mats as well. So the PE floor mats, with those are primer black, and then I just hit all the high points. So they're not actually smooth mats, they have got slight, sort of very small dimples on them. So just sanded over the top with a, I think it was 1000 grit sort of sanding stick, just to take the primer off, just to give it a little bit of a different look. And you got the centre console, same again. So it's got the texture black sort of knee pads, kit carbon. And then the fun bit, so we got the wheels. So as I said before, I kept the brake calipers the original yellow. I know it's slightly darker, but I do like them. It focuses. And you've got the kit carbon decals. I've picked the what would be the wheel nuts out with, I think it was a gunmetal, it was one of the gallery markers. And then down the bottom there is the tyre valves. Again, I had 4 metal ones included in the kit, and lucky enough all four hit the wheels, so I'm doing quite well with them at the moment. 3 kits, and I've managed to get all 12 tyre valves on there. So yeah, that's everything. I say primed, painted up, detailed, and it's now ready for final assembly. So what I'll do is there'll probably be a couple of photos as I go, but the next video will basically be the kit finished, and then we'll go through from there. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.